Yeah, the tribal program, yeah.
I call this meeting to order. We'll skip the Pledge of Allegiance in the moment of silence. We did that earlier. So we have roll call.
Commissioner Robbins.
Here.
Commissioner Rushton.
Present.
Chairman Bonick.
Here.
Commissioner Wessel.
Here.
Commissioner Siddleslater.
Here.
Commissioner Allgaier.
Here.
Commissioner Lautner.
Present.
All present.
Thank you. And we have public comment, and we have no public, so we'll move on to our purpose of the meeting. And this is for a letter of support for the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians, the National Telecommunication and Information Administration Broadband Infrastructure Program. Would you like to start out?
Yes, well, first off, I want to thank George McClellan for joining us today. George is the IT director for the Grand Traverse Band and handles oversees all of the many projects that they have ongoing right now. The Grand Traverse Band has submitted a grant. There are 2 pots of money under the NTIA grant program. One is a nationwide grant, which is the one that was in your packet, and you had a chance to look at it, and the letter of support is for that one for today. The second one is designated for tribal communities only, and that due date is September 1st. So that was just distributed to you, a description of that grant and the proposed letter. And, excuse me, and what we'd like to do is have that on our regular meeting agenda next Tuesday night for formal approval. Since George has a little bit of a handicap right now, he is willing to discuss any issues you might have on the one you just received. It's a brief description, and actually he can tell you the difference between the two. So with that, let me...
Right.
George,
Would you
want
like to go ahead with that then?
Okay. So the August 17th application that we're going to submit requires us to work with a government entity. So that's why we're requesting the support letter. Without that support letter, the application is, I mean, there's no point in us applying for it at that point. So, so that is key. That's why we're here to request that one. The gist of that application is bringing 114 additional fiber miles within the county and hitting 216 homes, which represent 49% of the unserved households within the county. It also hits all of the townships except for 3, Suttons Bay, Leland, and I think it was Bingham. But all other townships would be hit under this. Our design plan was meant to get within, I believe it's 2 miles of every unserved household that we're not hitting. And our hope is that we can work with one of these ISPs to bring additional, we have that middle mile built, it may, financially feasible for these other ISPs to come in and help build this up. We're not gonna be the solution for the whole county, but if we get this grant, I mean, we go a long ways in bringing broadband to those unserved areas within the county. And then our hope is that, if we're successful, that we can get on board with some of these other ISPs that we've been meeting with to say, go take this piece, you take this piece, and we can gradually spread over the county and meet the needs of the county that we've been trying to do for quite a while now.
So,
Go ahead.
I looked at that August 17th letter and then lost it, so I don't know if I sent, is there another copy of that August 17th letter somewhere? Okay. So today I know we're just going to be acting on the August 10th letter, which is funds that are, you could use that all over the county, correct?
Yes, we have a specific design that we're submitting to the county, or within our application that addresses the 216 households that we're...
Okay, but you said it hits every township except Suttons Bay and...
Yes, for that grant. We're already in Suttons Bay with our fiber, so we didn't include it in there.
Oh,
And same thing for Bingham. We're right outside Bingham.
Gotcha.
So the other one, we addressed those other 3 within the tribal, which we can discuss after.
Gotcha, okay. And then, which I think is fine, but the NETS grant, you said that one can only be used on tribal?
No. The tribal connectivity grant is for tribal nations. But within the NTIA structure of that, any unserved household or areas that we pass, we have to provide service. So again, when designing these plans, we've made the plans designed to try to get to those areas. Originally, we were looking at, we're looking at 3 different routes for the tribal, and that's basically going from the tribe up through Amina, over to Overlook, back to M72, and then straight up to the lighthouse. That hits a big area up there that's not served. It at least gets the middle mile in there, and I think we hit up there was like 40 some unserved homes that we'll hit right there.
Okay.
And when we're talking homes here, in this grant, we have included not only that middle mile, we've included that last mile. So we're not just saying we're coming by these households right here, we're going in there servicing them. So we have the design for fiber to the home, into the premise, the device that they would need to utilize this service. So I mean, it's all the way through. We thought this out, over and over, and it means we have to do it because we have to serve those unserved households right there, part of the grant. So it is a complete solution for those individuals, but again, it does not meet the full needs of this county. So we'll need help with that, and if we're fortunate enough to get this, hopefully we can get some more steam. I mean, we talked with a couple different ISPs that have some potential here, I think, that could meet those needs, but we'll have to see. But the first step is applying and trying to present ourselves in the best way, and I think we have a legitimate shot here. We're going to try to swing it the best way we can to position ourselves. We've been overlooked so many times now in this county. We're just going to straight up, give us a shot here. So.
Go.
So you said you kind of have a plan for what a map or something of
Yeah.
what you want to do? And is that available to see?
Yeah, I guess we're so close to the grant now that we can submit
Okay.
that. So we have a CAMZ that it's basically a Google map we can send you, and it just has the highlights where it goes.
Great, okay.
Commissioner West.
I'm especially excited about it going through Amina and all the way out to the lighthouse and serving all those people that I get phone calls from every day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we do have on that piece as we go. I mean, we are having discussions with the state of Michigan. Ideally, that's our preferred route to go right through there. From there, we're headed to Beaver Island. We have interest from the tribe on the island itself, and as they are underserved as well, the tribe or the Beaver Island community out there. So again, we're trying to address the needs out there as well. So. But we need a landing point from going from Beaver Island to terrestrial fiber. So ideally, that's what we're trying to do is up there. Again, we're trying to help the community out as best we can to hit these unserved areas with these funding opportunities. And right now we're in discussions with the state to see if that's possible up there. If that isn't an option, then Northport would be something that we would look at next. And then our last option is bringing it just right into our marina here in P-Town. Obviously, we don't want to do that because it's very costly for marine fiber to get down that far, and it's going to benefit this community so much more if we go right up the gut and hit, right up through Northport and right up through the gut of the peninsula there. So,
Commissioner Sotis.
Did you have a question?
I was going to make a suggestion, but
I was just going to make a motion.
let me make my suggestion first. I think in addition to this letter of support, we ought to contact our representative and our senator, reach out as a county commission and urge them to also see if they might provide support.
yes, we've already reached out, and we have, I think we have 2 of them so far. So we have 2 of the senators. So they've all provided verbal support and with their assistance. So I expect those to come in the next few days, honestly. So.
I'd still like to see if we might as a county.
Sure, as a county to do it too. We could do that. And I don't know, have you thought about the ARP, the American Recovery Plan, and applying here to help with it as well?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of different options right now,
Yeah.
but with the grant timelines, I mean, they didn't give us a lot of time, and these are pretty extensive designs that we're putting in place. So we're continuing to look at all our options. So yes, we are looking at that, and we're open to any option at this point, and looking at some of the stuff.
So,
Go ahead.
So, in your last, well, second to the last paragraph, what we're doing is sending a letter of support to aid your application to the NTIA for up to $12 million. Is that correct?
For Leelanau County, that has changed. So we did do some design changes in there. And I do apologize because I didn't realize I should have checked that. But for Leelanau County, we are requesting funds of $15,500,000.
$15,500,000. Okay,
Yep.
we're missing a TO in there, so it's up to.
Yeah.
Up to that amount, okay. 15,500,000, okay.
Commissioner Sotis Little.
Yes, I'd just like to make a motion. I move that the Board of Commissioners, representing Leelanau County Board of Commissioners, submit a letter of support on behalf of the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians to the NTIA, which is the National Telecommunications and Information Administration Broadband Infrastructure Grant Program, and that we authorize our chairman, William Bunnick, to sign.
Support. Any other comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor, well, this is a resolution?
No,
Is this, it's just a letter, okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same sign. Motion passes 7-0. So that, this is for the October, or the August 10th letter, and then, did you want it, maybe you've already sort of explained the August 17th letter, this is a different grant, a different amount?
Yes, so the grant amount for the tribal,
Excuse me.
yes, so this is a grant that's due September 1st. This is for the tribal broadband infrastructure program that are available to the tribes. Again, we took a regional approach to this grant, and part of that, again, is this is the piece where we're talking about going up to Northport. It is bigger in a regional sense, as we have interest with the tribes and are looking to work with the tribes, and that's why the design we have going to Beaver Island, which we have interest as a private property there, but also the potential of going up to Manistee and potentially connecting those areas up there, providing a alternate internet pipe into northern Michigan, and then also from a regional standpoint, same thing as we are connecting our properties throughout the 6-county service area. We are hitting any unserved or households in those areas. Again, so this would encompass Grand Traverse, Antrim County, and Charlevoix County as well. So we've been in contact with those counties for support for this grant application that we have going there.
So if I understand this right, you would go right up to the lighthouse, if you got permission to do it, and then you would go with marine fiber to Beaver Island from there?
Correct.
Okay, and that's, so, and then what you just talked about is then you would go the other side and go to the UP?
Correct.
So you would cover the, okay, that's the idea, where you're gonna need the support to go across the state land.
Yes, and support to, we are hitting Leelanau County residents in the area and the rest of the Cornerstone, any Cornerstone institution that we come by, we're hitting them and including them in this grant application as far as fiber to those premises.
And then you'll bill them according to, whatever houses you hook up, they will get billed from the tribe or from your,
Correct.
okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So both of those would be right now, all households would be serviced under our GTB Fiber LLC under our tribal utility.
Just so I understand it.
Since I didn't realize it's a little challenging for George to come back, does this board feel that they would need him to come back next Tuesday night to address questions, or are you sufficiently comfortable that we just will vote on the letter of support?
I think we can probably vote on it Tuesday night without George even coming back, I think.
So,
Yeah, we
oh,
wouldn't
I'm
have to-
sorry.
Yeah.
I do have one. So, with these, each one of these NTIA grants, and which falls in line to what the tribe has been doing, with our own infrastructure that we're building, that we've already built, is this will be operated under an open access, theory, or not theory, this is gonna be open access, which means that anybody, we have to, through NTIA, we have to provide reasonable rates to anybody, so it doesn't matter who it is. So, for us, we've been very open with all the ISPs, they have our maps, you know, they know where we're built. Once we get, you know, if we get funding for this, this will be something that we utilize again. So anybody can be brought to the table for this, and we're willing to work with everybody. Like I said, we can't be the solution for the entire county. So, as, you know, if this is awarded and, you're approached, I mean, you guys can bring whoever you want, and we'll work with whoever to provide broadband access throughout this county. So, you know, for us, it's just been more of a waiting game as we wait for somebody to jump on, but it's been kind of frustrating and tough that, you know, we just haven't had, more people jump on and start providing broadband in some of these areas. But hopefully this changes things. If we can get approved here, I think we can make a big impact on this for years to come, so.
Sounds great. Any other questions? Oh, well, thank you so much for taking the time to come here and do this.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we have all the questions answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have one more question. So a while back, there was some talk of you perhaps wanting to run fiber to like our Maple City tower or some of our other towers. Is there still any consideration of that?
There is, so, again, that's the problem we've run into. We can't commit until we have somebody that commits with us to be able to provide that service. So, Maple City Tower was piece of our original project, which is still a part of our original project, but we don't have a taker, so I mean, we just can't build it out there and hope. We've been trying to get somebody to commit with us to say, all right.
Like an ISP that would go from
Yeah,
there, is that what you're
yes,
thinking?
exactly, so,
Okay.
but that's been the challenge, so, you know, you'll have the WISPAs that are looking at your towers, and, you know, there's other, people that are coming to the table now, but again, you know, we have to wait and see. I just don't know what their intentions are and, you know, how much of an interest they have here, but again, with these fundings and the potential of getting them increases that middle mile all over this county, which makes it hopefully financially feasible for these guys to say, hey, we can do this now.
Yeah, because that whole area, I would say, is like a lost mile. It's,
Yeah.
you know, really underserved out there.
Yep. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to go there, and we had hoped we had somebody that could help us, and you know, with somebody that would build out from there, we could get them out there, but you know, we still are open to those discussions and just waiting for somebody
Good.
to.
Commissioner Sosa.
We talked about, I thought it was a good idea to contact our legislators and encourage them to support this. It sounds like, you know, George has moved forward and is getting that, but it would be nice for them to see our letter. Do we need a motion to do that? To send a letter to our representatives?
It wouldn't hurt, then we, you know.
Okay, then I will move.
Yeah, we can't do it at this, but, you know, we could maybe do it at the next meeting, because it's not on this agenda.
Okay, then we'll put that on and make sure we do that as well. Very good.
When we do the, you know, the
The other
update,
letter.
yeah.
And the
We can put
update.
it- yeah, we can do that. Anything else? So then that would then bring us to public comment. Is there any public comment? No. Any commissioners' comment? No, then we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You need a wheelchair up?
I know. They keep telling me that the surgery is worth it, and I'm like, I haven't got to the point that I think it is.
Let me just